As usual, the name is Zion Felix. And I'm a bar, there's something very, very important that I want you to know. Only pa abrabo mubiano, any abrano say bit me, acquainting, Nascanso dear, into me, any free abrabo. Into music could be I have to make you aware, I have to let you know. Some people, and a group of people, and an organization, they are omu ebwa, omu nimdi. Ombetimi aboa ama also wetimi etutu anamono amonyesika enyesika dro enye kwan boni bias no omo coach omo church dane da ekwan abefa so esi amanage sika adwuma betimi aye ne how betimi handle adwuma etimi anyesika money matters podcast. Yes, me ungo to sika mobia, just go on YouTube, just hit youtube.com, just search for money matters podcast. Omode content ebego no mo kire ekwan a usu betime nyeska etime handle even wodwuma etime amanage usika mpo amananya aye mohomoho. Money Matters Podcast. Just go on YouTube, search for Money Matters Podcast, subscribe to the channel, share, comment, wo question be out ni busa omo abotre omo nimde ewo e can be say afa enyeska. So just go on YouTube, search for Money Matters Podcast, and then subscribe to the channel. Subscribe as well. There's a bell button there. Click on the bell button so that anytime they put a content there, you'll be first to get it. Now so dane no abrabo no etime tumpo now so sika na no etime akona nim sika de hia pa. Sika is very, very important. In fact, sika etime no more be ye. In fact, send a performance kind no sika moja ko omo channel no see on YouTube. I see something like never spend money before you earn it. Omo church kwan we na no ehun bitimi ahia na etimi aboa. Do you learn more from failure or success? Nya no topics ho ha bitimi etie na also etimi ede abobra. Most Ghanaians cannot manage their money. Omo ho to teach you. Money Matters Podcast is the deal on YouTube right now. Okwa omo church so content the doors on podcast in the doors pa doors. Reason why most Ghanaians are still poor today. Yes, reason why some people are still poor in this 21st century here in the country called Ghana. My name is Ives. I will give you anything bad for you to go and waste your time. Just go on YouTube, search for Money Matters Podcast. Content is say wabia na ko westibe 1 hour no. Short. They go straight to the point. Money Matters Podcast. Money Matters Podcast. Just subscribe to the channel and learn. Because additionally in here, don't forget, as I am fullest, and I'm recommending mass. I also just got a chibia.
And there's Money Matters Podcast. The bar show idea. And then my bar, Kofi Vinyo and Company Limited. I will Sunyani, Burger Half Origin, Odumase. Now, Kofi Vinyo Company Limited, a private entrepreneur. Now, one of the products are Ataju milk, and I say Ataju, organic. You organic. It's many Babakasa. This is say we stay tuned to this channel. And we see questions and maybe Mr. Vinyo, the CEO or the executive director for Kofi Vinyo and Company Limited. Please, good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
You know that you're a businessman, or let me say an entrepreneur, not just an entrepreneur, good one, of course. And why an example to most of us, the young ones. To the best of your knowledge, when you say business, what is it?
Well, good evening once again, viewers. When we say business comprises with a lot of things. Yeah. For example, when you buy something and you sell, it's a business. When the farmer, the farmers are also doing business, but just that they don't know that they are doing business. It's also business. And, there's a lot of things that you'll be doing and it's business. Like, for example, what we do here, right? We farm tiger nut, or we put farmers together. Then they crop for us. Then we buy from them. We are doing business, they are also doing business. So when we say business, it's a broad kind of thing. That's business. Yeah. So business is like a transaction that we do between two entities three entities or between a group, right? Which definitely money will be involved. That is business for me, my understanding. Yeah. So you ask me business. That is what I'll tell you. What is business?
Okay. That is business.
That is business. Yeah.
Okay. So you are made to understand by your definition what business is.
Yeah.
Okay. So before you start a business, we know that you have to have a business idea before you can start something.
Yeah.
How do you explain business idea and how do you develop it?
You know, before you can start something, you want to do business. So at least you need to conceive the plan. You need to have a plan. Exactly what do I want to do? I want to do business. Is it that I want to go into animal? I want to go into crop production? I want to go into processing. You should have that idea before you start. The one key thing you look at, because when you are doing business, it is you solving problem for people and making money out of it. You understand? That is the business. So for example, I am in Quatre. So what are the problems that Quatre people are facing? What do they need? You understand? In terms of food, do they need salt? Do they need sugar? Do they need cassava? Do they need plantain? Then I have to get them the plantain. One, I've solved their problem for them. Then I intend make money for solving problem for them. So as a youth, when you want to do business, don't just say that. I have seen Kofi Mensah selling second-hand clothes. So quickly, let me also just enter. No, you don't do that. You have to sit down and analyze. Think about what you want to do. Then after thinking about it, go out there and do your research. A little research about what you want to do. What you want to bring on board, do the people like it? For example, let me take myself for example. I'm processing tiger nuts. Why did I start processing tiger nuts? I have realized that we have about 60, 65, 70% Ghanaians or Africans are hypertensive and diabetic. You understand? Everybody is on drugs. So, after my research, and I found out that, you know, most of these hypertensive, they gave them potassium. The drug they gave them is potassium. That is chemical potassium, right? I said, no. The chemical potassium has a big side effect. So, since tiger nut also has a higher potassium even than the chemical potassium, why don't I process this thing into food? You understand? I'm solving a problem, and I'm making money from the problem that I'm solving. I'm giving you a solution, and you definitely give me some money, because I'm going to give you something for you to buy, something that you need, something that will help you. So if we want to do business, this is where and how we should look at it. We don't just stand up and just say, hey, we have the money, so let us start putting it into it. You bring the thing into the country, and the people might not need it. So you are not actually doing business. So if you want to do a sustainable business, this is how you should look at your things. You investigate. Don't say I have the money, so I'm just doing business. No.
Just to finish up with this line, how do you see the people's problems so we can solve for them to get the money?
That's it.
So how do we see the people's problem?
You see, how do we see the people problem? Definitely you are with the people. You understand? So that is how you do your investigation. You are with the people. One, okay, I have been to Kumasi and Treso. What the people need is water. I have realized that there's no borehole around. You see, there's no pipe-borne water around. So they have to travel miles to get water. You understand? So what I need to do now is to solve their problem and then me making money out of it. So the problem I'm going to solve is going to drill a borehole, put a poly tank there, and sell the water to them. So this is business. So I have solved the Centreso people their problem, and then intend making money out of the solution that I've given to them.
Okay, thank you very much. So you have made us know what is business, and you have made us know how to get the best business.
That's it. That's
that
it.
Is getting the crisis of the problem.
That's it.
Finding them a solution.
That's it.
Okay. Now, after I've known what is business and then I have provided solution to the people's problem, it means I am in business.
That's it.
Okay, now I want you to explain to us what business communication is, because I am made to believe that it is one of the ingredients that can sustain your business.
That's it.
What is business communication?
You see,
how do you enhance it for
yes, the communication in business is a key to a business development. For example, I owe you. You are calling me, I'm not picking my call. You see, the possibility for you to take me to court or to take legal action against me is a key. It's about 100% or 99% because I'm not even picking your call. But when you call me and I'm able to communicate to you, or, for example, I'm supposed to bring you a goose. And I scheduled yesterday that I'll bring the goods to you, right? You've also communicated to your people that you're going to supply these goods to. So if, for example, something has come in and I will not be able to give the goods to you, I need to communicate to you 24 hours, at least 24 hours, for you also to get to your people. Then when you do that, they will take you serious. So communication in business also is a key. It's one of the most important factors in business communication. So you don't keep silent when you're doing business. So you always need to communicate. Communicate to your client, communicate to your workers, communicate to anybody that you're doing business with. Whatever the problem is, let the person understand that this is the challenge. Because of this challenge, I will not be able to do A or B or C. So let us do a rescheduling. Then he also communicate to whoever he has an appointment with. For example, this morning you have an appointment with me. And the appointment was 11 o'clock. So when you realize that due to some circumstances you will not be able to be here by 7 o'clock, you communicated. And that is why you came to meet me here. Like if you didn't communicate it, you get here and they will tell you I'm not around because I will not take you serious. So communication in business is one of the most important factors that one also have to take in consideration.
Okay, thank you very much. How would you explain communication in relation to customer relationship, immediate customer relationship?
Yeah, customer, it need to be friendly. You understand? It need to be friendly, and it's like what I've just explained. It should be a fluent communication. You are my customer. I have 1 or 2 transactions with you. Due to 1 or 2, it won't happen. You understand? So in friendly way, I need to call you and let you know that because of A, B, C, D, it won't be possible. When you do that, the person will not be angry with you. And you see you as a credible person to do business with. But if you don't do that, then you see people start doubting you, your integrity, your credibility, right? So communication is one of the factors to start or to do it. Sometimes you need to get credit from people, you need to get credit from your bank, so it's all about communication.
So as we said already, this is Kofi Vinyo and Company Limited. We're speaking with the CEO of the company, Mr. Kofi Vinyo. He has made us to know what is business, how you should choose the type of business to undertake. That is, you study the vicinity or the locality you find yourself in, get the people's problems, solve their problems for them, and in return, the people will make you rich. And he has explained to us how you will be successful with this, with respect to communication, how communication to flow. Now we all know that some of us are also afraid, even if we know how to communicate with our people, other factors may also scare us. So Mr. Kofi, what is risk management and how best will you explain or advise us to undertake to have a sustainable business, whether agri-business or also
there's so many risks when you come to business. There are so many risks. That's why you first need to study what you need to do. Sometimes, the risks might be there, but you need to manage it in a way. For example, I am a snail farmer. You get it? During dry season, snails die a lot. Why do they die? They need a lot of water. You understand? And the possibility that I will not get water in the dry season is high. So what do I have to do? What do I have to do? Because most waters get dry, and sometimes when I even depend myself on pipe-borne waters during dry season, because of the level of the dam reduce, the fluency of water in the system also become so short. So now the big risk is there. So it is me to manage it and get it maybe 90-10. By trying to get water. So how do I get my water? That is where I had to sit down and say, okay, right, now let's try and see, let's sink our small borehole and see if we can get, or let us get a bigger polytank so that we can manage it somehow for that 3 months or for that 4 months that we are going to go to the drought season to manage it, So that is how it is, like in business. Like the tiger nut powder that we do. This time it's a risk for us. You see, there's no sun in the sky because we use sun. We don't use artificial heat. We use the natural sun to do all our projects here. So when it happened like this time, the risk becomes so high. Why? Because it is easy for your tiger nuts to have more toxic. Because when you put them in the dryer, so what do we need to do? So we sat down and we realized that, okay, now what we need to do is that somebody has to be in the dryer 24 hours, at least for every 2 hours, to tend the nuts. You can't say because the risk is high, so I will not even operate at all. In business, you don't do that. But you have to find a way of managing it a bit so that you can still be in business. Though we can't produce the quantity that we used to produce in the drought season. But definitely we need to be in business. People, we need to sustain the workers. You need not to drive them away. So you have to find a way of at least managing the business in a way that the workers also will be there. And you also will be there. I think if it is break even, it is better than telling them to go home. Because one of the factors is that all the workers are trained. So at the time you are releasing it, somebody also is taking him. So if you don't take care, you are coming back to spend a huge money to train another workers again. And even for them to pick up so fast, it's also another challenge, right? So the risks are there. In every business, there's risk. You can't just get any business for free. But it is up to you to find out how to go about the risk.
Okay, so that is risk management.
Yeah.
So that means for the risk management itself, real management is included.
It's included.
Yes,
Yeah. The real management is included. You can't take them out. Then you can't manage the risk.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So every business has its own risk.
Yes.
And young entrepreneurs should have ways to manage.
To manage the risk, yeah.
Okay. So if I ask this one also, why should we be in business? We can work for the government or some other agencies and be paid. You receive incentives. Our children's school fees and other duties will be taken care of. And we don't have to use our money to open any business. Yet, it is advisable to do so. Why do we have to do that?
If you don't do that, how do we grow the economy? If you don't do business, how do we grow the economy? Because the economy depends on businesses. You see, government needs us to pay taxes to develop this country. Not only this country, every country. And government depends on businessmen or businesses. That is where he will get money to run. When we talk about the job sector, you see, if you say you're going to depend on government only, then about 79% of the people of this country are going to be jobless. Because the private sector absorbs a lot. Yeah. So we can't say we won't do business because government can employ. How many percentage can the government employ? Government cannot employ much. So there's a need for us to do business. One, to boost up our economy, to create jobs for people. It's very, very, very key that we do business.
So you said to create jobs for the people. Please, can you elaborate?
Yeah, you see, Kofi Vinyo and Company Limited is there. He's here. Maybe another company is also in Tra. Another company is also in Sunyani. And if each of the company employing 100, at least we are absorbing the unemployment situation that we have in our country. Right? Because the fact is that now government doesn't create job anymore. Me, for what I've seen, you see, when government set up a business, it collapses so fast because it belongs to government. So me, I wouldn't even advise government to at least start building factories and all that because it won't fly. Yes, it won't fly. So it is the private people like myself and you who try to do something, employ people, and at least pay some taxes also to government for government to use it also to do the development of the country. So one, we have created job. Two, we are boosting our economy. You understand? Right, because the point is that if we are here and we are exporting, and we have about 1,000 companies in this country and they are exporting, you see, it will bring a lot of foreign currency into the country and the pressure on our local currency also will reduce.
Okay, so now I understand what is business. I understand how to choose my business idea. And then I understand how to communicate with them. Also how to manage my risk. So now I am ready. So I need some startup. How do we start?
This is where one might be creative because the point is that as a startup, there's nowhere you go and get money. From the bank, from friends, because nobody believes you and nobody trusts you that when I give you my money, you can manage it, work with it, and even bring my money back to me. So this is where one must be creative. Let me tell you how I started. I want to use myself as an example. You see, after college, nobody will employ me because I am a physically challenged. So wherever you go, nobody gives you the attention. But you know what they do? You go there and they want to give you money. Can I come there every day to collect the money? No. So what I do is that I reject whatever money you are giving to me. I'm not interested in that. You understand? Until I came to Sunyani, moved from Kumasi to Sunyani. So I went to Tiabua Company Limited. And the man said, oh, okay, but you, when I employ you, you can't do any work for me. I say, are you sure? He said, yes. Okay. So as I was leaving the factory, I saw that there's a heap firewood. They heap it there. This is why I'm saying that one must be creative. So as a young person and you want to start something, you need to be creative a lot. So I saw the firewood. I went home to sleep over it. And I realized that I can use this firewood to do a floor parquet. Before, we were not having the tiles. We were using wood to fix it on the floor. So if you go to most of the offices, they use the floor parquet. You understand? So I went back to tell him that. So what do you do with this firewood? He said, oh, I want somebody to come and take it and go and throw away. And I said, okay, I want them. There's a gentleman called Alaska. He's also in Sunyani here. And one also called Apreku. He's also here. They were having a table saw. So this is what I did. I was able to talk to a Kia driver that, hey, I have my firewood here. So I want you to move this firewood to this point. Then I went to Techiman. I have seen a company that produces that floor parquet and exports. So I went to see them that, hey, I can give you some. I'll do a finished product and give it to you. So you buy from me and export. They say, okay, go and do sample and bring to us. Quickly, I came back to Sunyani, prepared a sample and sent to them, and they accepted it. So I've gotten business like that. So now, this is what I do. I told them I'll pay you in 2 weeks, knowing that by 2 weeks, they can produce quantity for me to go and give to these people, take the money, and come and pay them. So that's how I started. So I started from zero. But I tried to be creative. I tried to look around and see that what are people needs? That's somebody's need. And I was able to do it to the satisfaction that he was able to pick it. You see, I supplied him until I got me my bill of lading and export myself. Then I did that, and in 2016, I became the leading exporter of timber in Ghana. I started from zero with no sawmill, but I was able to achieve it. So this is where one must be creative. Yeah, everything around us is useful. So you have to sit and think of what you can use the thing to do. Don't just look at things and just be going. Look it and then put it in the memory. Think about it, what you can use it to do. It's not everywhere that you say somebody should bring you money to do something. No.
Okay. So we are by this medium telling Ghana youth that for the startup, though you may need some funds,
Yeah.
it is not always the case.
No.
Where you will have some ready funds.
No.
So in that circumstance, the creativity should work. So we look around.
Yeah.
We get or we find people's problems, and we must be creative enough to solve the problem for them.
That's it.
Even when you do not have much.
That's it.
To start.
That's it.
And in return, the people can make us rich. So this is how Mr. Kofi Vinyo, the CEO of Kofi Vinyo and Company Limited, has taught us. This is within a very short time, but this piece contains everything you need to start up. How you would even communicate with your workers, your customers, and everything. So this is the Money Matters podcast, in about entrepreneurship and business promotion. Kindly subscribe to our channel as we post the next video of more people like Mr. Kofi to teach us everything we need to know to become very successful. Comment and ask all your questions. Share for others to also learn. Don't be selfish. God bless you.